happy for the team, but as a player, you're also excited for a chance to step up and show that you can handle a little bit more of the scoring burden. And I think you're seeing that spread out across the starting five, as well as the Michigan State transfer and Foster Lawyer, who's picked up some of that slack as well.
Well, he has some of the offense today. You've got 5 for Menenga, 4 for Lee. Brankovic has 2. And Davidson has all the momentum, up 11, pitching a shutout nearly 5 minutes in. Hyunjun Lee not hesitant, offline right. Who was the last touch by? Lucas Monroe, or was it Desmond Watson? And it was off the freshman last.
And Kevin, we see Coach McKillop going to his bench early in this game, something he did not go to very much in the last one. There were very few opportunities, such a hard-fought battle in a close game. But he mentioned in the press conference afterwards that he thought he could have gone to his bench a little bit more.
It was a 65-64 score with 2.5 minutes left in yesterday's quarterfinal. And then New Mexico State pulled away, went on a 10-zip run to advance to the semis. And so here Davidson is on the wrong side of the bracket. That foul is the first on Hyunjun Lee. And George Smith, the freshman, getting some early run in this one. And Smith, he's played in 4 games. He did not play yesterday. A Salem, New Hampshire native. We talk about that lid getting lifted. Finally, there you go. You got one that goes through. Took 4 minutes, 59 seconds.
And with Dingle on the bench, where's your scoring come from? 0 and White, Schlackert. Talented, aggressive shooter and scorer. One of a few options, but a little bit more of a defensive team out there right now.
Grant Huffman off the bench for the first time, number 5 in the red. Pretty reliable backup point guard off the bench. Well, Smith, he cut the passing lane off. They couldn't get the ball to Watson. Brankovic sets a screen for Lee. Back to the 6'10 forward. Watson lobs it. Boy, for a second it looked like it might have been too much. And those long arms, the long wingspan from Brankovic pay off. He's got 4.
That was just a really good pass, kind of a jump ball play. I thought Penn played solid, aggressive defense on there, just better offense.
It's 13-1, and 12 of Davidson's points coming in the paint. Another giveaway.
I mean, this is about as good as you can play, but you get caught fronting the post and bigger defender. And he's just going to lob it up there to the big man. Good job not pushing off, staying patient around the basket. Brankovic is a good story. I mean, Coach McKillop says it's kind of like a quarterback who, you know, year after year, the game just starts to slow down for him. And you're seeing that now with some really good production out of 35 in red.
Here's Lee, splashes a 3. Last year, Dane, 50% from the field, 40% from 3, 90% from the, you know, Steph Curry played in this, he didn't even do that.
That's so remarkable. I don't know if people realize just how tough that is. 50, 40, 90 guy for Lee. Only 29 players in the past 20 years have accomplished such a feat. Right now, at the top of your screen, one in red he's going to come out of the game now, which Coach Donahue's happy to see. Showing you the 3-point shot, showing you the jumper, showing you driving to the basket, and you get a replay here of the nice touch for the young man out of South Korea.
Foster Lawyer back in. David Christensen, number 12 in the red, off the bench for the first time. Menenga, a strong Kiwi, gets hacked by Michael Moshkovitz. Well, you know, Moshkovitz, yeah, this is an interesting sequence right here. Moshkovitz is from Israel. He was born and raised in Jerusalem. Menenga from New Zealand. Davidson's roster, Dane, has 7 nationalities represented. That's including the U.S. And quite a bit of international, international flavor. There it is.
A lot of that
leaner offline.
A lot of that international trend really started with Coach McKillop doing coaching clinics across the globe. And it's not so much his recruitment of these guys. It's the connections with these international coaches that say, hey, Bob, I got a good one for you. You need to check them out. And next thing you know, they're a Davidson Wildcat.
It's traveling violation, ball back to Penn. But this is not atypical of Davidson rosters. They always feature several players, as you're spotlighting here, from all around the globe. Clark slackered offline. Huffman cutting. A Penn Quaker fell. Hoffman's basket will account now because there's a foul whistled against David Christensen.
Odd sequence there. As Christensen's coming in to crash the glass, and it looks like maybe he took the defender out. Oh, that's what it is. They call him for the kind of pick play box out, but I don't know. I think he's entitled to his space a little bit, but as he lowered that shoulder just ever so slightly, they got him for an illegal pick.
And yeah, that was before the shot. If he basically just holds his hands up or just kind of glides that spot, but it was that extra shake of the right shoulder. Spinoso gets hacked. He's at the line for 2 more.
Well, one way to try to stop the bleeding, get some things going offensively, is to get yourself to the free throw line. Good job by Spinoso. A little bit more of a pick and pop type big man. Very capable from 3 that time. Gets his work done on the inside.
Check out this battle tomorrow. Michigan State, Ohio State kicks off what should be an exciting day of college football. That one's at noon, and you can catch it on ABC. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. A bevy of excellent games. I mean, all eyes, by the way, on the Big Ten these next couple weeks. You got Ohio State and Michigan State. That almost acts as it does act as a title game eliminator.
Really
and that
does,
is Big Ten title game. They're both at the top there, 9-1 overall. But Ohio State, they control their own destiny. They're 7-0. They win the next 2 against Michigan State and Michigan, they're in. But that's easier said than done. You got those 3 at the top of the East, which has been a gauntlet this year.
It does. Feels like the playoffs begin tomorrow.
I think those are the 2 screens, right? You got that game, and then your Vols. It's a top 20 battle on the hardwood. You got Villanova and Tennessee tomorrow.
Yeah, we got an off day tomorrow, too,
Yeah.
with the Myrtle Beach Invitational, so I'll be tuning in for that one. Kennedy Chandler, freshman point guard, making a name for himself, living up to the hype and then some in Knoxville.
Says Dane, never take a day off Bradshaw, let me tell you.
No, never. You want to talk about the recruiting class coming in and all that, I'll be happy to.
There's Lucas Monroe, the lefty hook, a bit strong. 16-5 lead for Davidson. Yes, this bizarre and atypical as it gets for the former Ivy League Coach of the Year.
Well, and if you want to get the games in with their unique schedule around the Ivy League schedule, exams, you got to get them in early, and that's why you see such a flurry of games to start the season. And after such a huge layoff, you know they're excited to play, but at the same time, it's like, ready or not, here's 6 games in 10 days. I think fatigue is certainly a big factor right now, and they're 1 for 8 start so far in this one.
Meanwhile, Michael Jones now has Davidson ahead by 13, and the Wildcats 57% from the field. And yet, it's going to be 8 games in 14 days to open up the year when it's all said and done. This is the second of a back-to-back. Charles offline. He's a really strong 3-point shooter, 40% this year. Has had a couple look good, but just skim off the rim.
But, you know, the Florida State scheduling, that being the first game of the year, I think Coach Donahue wanted his team to have something to really look forward to. I mean, when you come to the Ivy League, you don't get many of those opportunities, despite one of the greatest home courts in all of basketball with the Palestra. But he said that's what our former players talk about, is going on the road against some of these big-time opponents. And was it a lot early? Yes. But he thinks they'll be better for it in the long run.
There's Dingle's first basket. So, yes, you open up with Florida State. Remember, though, the 8-game and 14-day stretch is over November 23rd. All right, guys, we get a few days off for Thanksgiving. Oh, by the way, when you come back, we have Arkansas and Villanova back-to-back.
Well, and those will be a lot tougher if Dingle's not at full strength. Just went down, grabs his right ankle. Ivy League Rookie of the Year. Left school for a semester last year to help retain an extra year of eligibility and just tweaked it. Tough kid, gonna fight through it right now, stay on the court. And I gotta tell you though, as a defender, the last type of team you want to play against on a bad angle is a Davidson squad that's cutting, screening, moving at all times. You can't take a second off on this end of the court.
Yeah, just watch the motion. Six passes, 7 passes, corner 3, down and out. Just a lot of action on that sequence. Here's Dingle, rises again and connects. Back-to-back triples for the sophomore from Valley Stream, New York.
Even yesterday, he came out of the gates just a little bit rusty, a couple turnovers, and then once he saw that first one go in, 31 points later, he was a real problem. So I don't know if he can put up 31, and I don't know if this is heading to double overtime like he was in yesterday, but a good start from beyond the arc for Jordan Dingle, who you certainly have to respect and admire for sticking with Penn when he had opportunities to go elsewhere last year and be able to play.
Now Brajkovic is getting work done on his left knee. He's got a banged up knee, he's got a black eye. Tough guy here.
That's life in the paint for the big man.
Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
A 4-year starter. He was named to the All-Atlantic 10 preseason team, poised for a good year. He's averaged 14 a game these first few. All right, so Penn has it back to single digits after consecutive Jordan Dingle triples. Desmond Watson, high expectations for the freshman this year. That's his first bucket. And of the tournament as well, only played a few minutes yesterday.
But as teams try to take away the assisted type field goals for Davidson, if you can score off the bounce the way he just did, that'll get you some more minutes.
Penn tested again on this offensive possession. 3 to shoot. Jelani Williams works his way down and muscles in.
You're going to have to make some tough twos against Davidson because they have Penn scouted to a T. Good finish by Williams.
Jones can't stick it.
Tough call there. I thought that was off of Brajkovic. Officials had a better look at it than I did.
Huffman's going to check back in for Davidson. Lawyer heads to the bench. Huffman, Lee, Brajkovic, Watson, and Jones for the Wildcats. Penn was down 13 earlier, back within 7. And these two teams lost their quarterfinal battles, and now it's just, let's try to stack some wins before we depart Myrtle Beach.
Penn showing their resiliency. They're having to do a little bit earlier in this one than they'd like, but as you recall yesterday, they got down 10 with about 11 minutes to go, and you thought, all right, this could get out of hand. And they went on a run and forced that double overtime, and here they've responded extremely well to being down early.
After the foul on Charles, Brajkovic with just a little too much heat behind that one. Hit the backboard and out. Williams was looking for the cutting Spinoso. Good idea.
Yeah,
slapped away.
Good active hands by Davidson. Saved it easy, too.
Brajkovic looking. Jones, a terrific cut. Mishandled it. Now Charles, no numbers. Martz wants this 3, and he buries it. He's got a good confident stroke from deep, and now he's 4 of 7 from three-point land. Didn't play the first 3 games. The last couple, he's looked great.
You called it. He stepped right into that thing and shot it with no hesitation. Pure confidence from 14.
Jones fouled, and Martz doesn't like the call one bit. 11-2 run for Penn. Well, Jelani Williams has helped spark this run. More on the inspiring journey of this fifth-year senior from Washington, D.C. He's not your typical fifth-year senior.
Look at Jelani Williams and let that inspire you. Good article by our own Myron Metcalf covering his story. And it was interesting talking to Coach Donahue as I asked him. I said, Jelani mentioned in the article he kept sticking with it because he kind of knew what he did wrong on the first two, which was kind of odd to me. Like, all right, what'd you do wrong? Did you not rehab well enough? And Coach Donahue said, no, look, I think he tried to come back a little bit too quickly, too aggressively, and maybe the COVID year from a health standpoint it was a little bit of a blessing in disguise. It forced him to get fully healthy, and now he's back and technically still has another 3 years of eligibility left. He might be 30 playing for Coach Donahue.
Yeah. Nice, strong rebound and stick back by Jonah Charles. Can you just imagine, though, it could, because you're right on. I think about Tommy John surgery in baseball, an ACL tear in basketball. Just the mental drain that has on a player. I mean, you're just sitting there. Of course, you're actively rehabbing, but you've got to sit and watch others do, and your teammates as well. It's something that you love. Having to sit on the shelf for 1 year hurts me. Can you think of the mental fortitude of a player like Jelani Williams to stick with it for several years rehabbing?
And even though you're still on the team, you don't feel like you're a part of the team because you're away from the group at the weight workout. They're running sprints while you're on the little bike over here doing rehab. And when you can't participate the way they are, it does drain on you. But I tell you what, they are getting help from everybody. That time Smith with a triple. And I thought you were going to be able to chalk this one up to a very fatigued, tired Penn team, and they are not done fighting at Myrtle Beach.
Second foul on Martz, and Foster Lawyer went tumbling underneath the black curtain of the table right in front of us. It's the second on Martz. Yeah, Dane, they were down double digits. And what about 5-10 minutes ago? And it's an 18-6 Penn run. 1-1 for Lawyer. The winner of this game plays tomorrow, and it's going to be either ECU or Old Dominion. And again, it's the consolation side of the bracket, but it's still 3 games in 4 days. There's urgency, and these are opportunities. You don't want these opportunities to slip away. You want the chance to stack some wins early in the year and build the confidence. 3-point lead now after the Lawyer free throws. Dingle, wow, exquisite vision there to bounce that underneath Jones's arm, but it was a tough catch or a tough ask of the player cutting on the baseline.
Yeah, he's a scoring point guard, but he's got to work on that assist-to-turnover ratio. 6 turnovers last night, just a little bit too risky of a pass there.
Full court pressure now from the Quakers. Charles, Moshkovitz, Monroe, Lorca Lloyd, and Dingle the 5 out there for Penn. Menenga bruising away. Moshkovitz pushes him out. He's got it and lines it up for 3, and it spins through. Menenga shows his versatility. Dynamic shooter outside as well.
Yeah, he likes to dribble and back guys down. Moshkovitz is not going to give an inch, though, and you had the key word, versatility by Menenga. If I can't get to the paint, I'll just pop out and beat you from 3.
Now 4 of 6 from deep. And just 4 games into the year for Menenga. Here's Dingle. And 2 hands in his face, and that missed everything. Bryce Washington getting an opportunity in the first half. You see it, though, in the top right-hand corner. Remember, Oklahoma, Indiana State, the second semifinal of the Myrtle Beach Invitational. That's at 5 on ESPN2. Winner of that game faces Utah State, which just steamrolled New Mexico State earlier today. Lawyer gets Monroe up in the air. Oh, and he uses the glass there. I love that in the mid-range.
He's going to get that shot. He's so good from three. Teams are going to run him off the three-point line, and if he can knock that down consistently, can really make him a three-level type scorer.
Lawyer, the 6-foot senior from Clarkston, Michigan. Man, Charles answers right back. That's his first basket.
Yeah, they need him hunting his shot like that. He was a little bit off yesterday. But without too many offensive weapons, Penn must have him seeking that.
Now take it back. He's got 5 now, 2 of 5 from the field. Menenga, here's that battle again with Moshkovitz. Yeah, he's pretty sturdy in the paint himself. And it's going back to Penn.
Yeah, Moshkovitz is not in because of his offense. He's in because of his defensive presence, his activity. But here's Foster Lawyer. I mean, teams are going to run at him at the three-point line. And that looked clean enough to where it was a strategic bank shot. I must say, I'll give him credit there. And Jonah Charles, he's got some big-time range. Probably got more range than anybody on this court in terms of three-point ability.
The three ball has helped Penn get back in this. It has 5 in this first half. They've made 50 over their first 5 games. That's 10 a night. And maybe one more. Not that time for Martz. Stays with Penn. That's a foul on Lawyer. That's the Michigan State transfer's first. He's finally wearing the Davidson uniform. Remember Bob McKillopy told us that I was out at Clarkson High many times, had developed a great relationship with Foster. One recruiting visit, though, as he was exiting, he sees Tom Izzo walk in, and he goes, all right, I'll put the white flag up on this one, and they eventually sign with Michigan State. Spinoso, a rim rattler. 3-point game, less than 4 to go, first half. It's turned into a good one. After Davidson had a large double-digit lead at one point early on. It was 16-1, 6 minutes into the game. Oh, Dingle, shifty moves. Offensive foul. Second foul on Dingle. That takes us to a timeout. 29-26 over Ole Miss. He was, critical to toppling Illinois earlier in the week. So back-to-back 20-point games. And hey, Shaka Smart's crew. Now he's back home. He's from Wisconsin, and Marquette is impressing early in the year. Good sign.
Shaka Smart, one of those that it feels like everybody's rooting for.
Yep.
And you're right. It just seems like he's at his best at Marquette, and his team's playing like it.
All right, how's Penn they were down 16-1. How'd they get back in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've gotten stops. Of course, they got the lid off the back of it, but it's been a supporting cast, not just one guy, just chipping away at it. And as I said earlier, when this team gets down, it might not be a thing of beauty, but they don't quit fighting.
Late shot clock offense. Williams improvising. Moshkovitz. And that one was partially tipped. The long reach of the Englishman. That's Nelson Bochi-Yeadam got a piece. But there's 1 second left on the shot clock.
Well, I thought Foster Lawyer earned an over the back here. They're going to call the ball out of bounds on Lawyer, but Monroe swiping on top of him.
You just got to try for the tip. Head of steam, someone going down the lane. Lorca Lloyd. Nope, shot clock violation.
Well, he's their best leaper, and they wanted to throw it at the rim for the alley-oop, but well played by Davidson. Oh, my goodness.
Well, Donnie Epley called a foul. That's the back in.
Coach Donahue has a difficult challenge of the best defensive squad he has is not necessarily the best offensive squad. So he's got to sort of be very strategic in his substitution patterns. Some give and take.
Monroe in a hurry, eyes up after the Huffman miss. Williams had a little sliver of space. Nice idea, the backdoor cut from Monroe, bounces out off of Watson, stays here. Davidson led 16-1. 6 minutes into the game, but since a 26-13 run the other way.
It just feels like the pace of play was so far in Davidson's favor, and Penn has kind of been able to muck this game up, make it a little bit uglier, grind it out type style, which has gotten them back in it. This time goes off of Monroe. Davidson ball.
That's a tough one, because I think Watson got a piece and then it bang, just careens right into your face. It's tough to adjust. Two teams that they're going to be at the top of their respective conferences. Davidson selected to finish 6 out of 14 in the A-10. Meanwhile, Penn, they're pegged to finish 4th out of 8 in the Ivy League. Brajkovic, that strong right arm trying to flex over Moshkovitz. Penn has a chance to tie or take the lead with 1:30 to go. Monroe working on Huffman. Finds Lorca Lloyd. Flings it up, awkward release, Monroe, second chance, and Jones has it. Missed opportunity for Penn. A couple of looks right at the rim.
I think one of the things that's gotten Davidson out of their rhythm is Hyunjun Lee, only 6 minutes so far with those 2 personal fouls. Yeah, Lee got off to such a good start. 3-point mid-range.
It's experience for a team early in the season. You can build some chemistry and some camaraderie as well. Dane, no Hyunjun Lee for Davidson for an extended period of time now. That's allowed Penn to get back in, as you were just alluding to. That's a big factor in this game right now. Oh, Jelani Williams just steals it. And the 2-hand slam. That gets the Penn bench fired up. Tied up at 29 after the Quakers were down 15 6 minutes into the game. And that's a nice boost for Williams.
Yeah, I bet there's not a better feel-good dunk in the country than Jelani Williams. Almost 1,800 days between games prior to the start of this season. Those ACLs and knees were looking pretty good on that one.
Yeah. Brajkovic, splash, good-looking stroke. Here we go, 11 seconds till half. Williams has it. Left-hand dribble, methodical, has it right side up to Charles. Into the paint. Whistle. Let's see the initial signal. So Greg Nixon is saying foul on Davidson. And they are in the penalty, so it's a 1-and-1 coming up for Charles. It's a nice confident drive, and he has a chance to get this back to a 1-point game with 1.4 left on the clock. Charles hasn't taken many free throws, now just 3 out of 5 on the year, and Brajkovic's heave was late. Dane, the Wildcats had a 15-point lead. Penn clawed all the way back, and they utilized their bench nicely. It's been balanced scoring for both teams. Good battle with 20 minutes left.
And you were just looking at one in red, Hyunjun Lee, who is the early star for Davidson offensively, had those 2 fouls. See if he can't pick up where he left off.
March wants 3, down and out. That would have tied it immediately. Lee, number 1 in the red, a pure shooter. And here he is. Puts it on the ground, lost it, tied up, no, stolen away. Well, that was Martz clawing at it. Dingle, shot fake to the rim. That quick burst, he has 8. That's Penn's leading scorer, goes for 21 a game.
Yeah, came up hobbling just a little bit. Remember, he slightly twisted that ankle in the first half, stuck with it. really good penetrator is Dingle.
That's just a decisive move, a head fake and go. Menenga faces up on Lorca Lloyd. He could do some work here. Spins back with the left. Oh, blocked. Charles shovels to Williams. Dingle open for three. No. Luka Brajkovic set the feet and buried it.
He's showing you the full arsenal, hadn't he? He can back you down, nice little soft touch. Well, it's offensive rebounds, and that's twice now that Penn has lost the big man at the three-point line. He's made him pay.
Yeah, versatile senior now into double figures for a third straight game. Williams plants the feet and scores. Half a dozen for the DC native. Played his high school ball at Sidwell Friends, a really iconic institution in the DC area. Ball might have been kicked or just grazed someone's shoe. It's a turnover, and Penn is in a hurry. Davidson, good transition defense, got back. Martz for three. Not that time.